What's really interesting when you come to the Business Climate Summit here in London is, it's amazing to see the progress that's been made since COP21. It's amazing to see so many businesses here. What we thought was really interesting was to apply what we think the emissions possibilities are with the circular economy on top of the INDCs, the targets that countries are already committed to. The role of the circular economy when it comes to meeting the targets from COP21 is very, very large. So we know that the gap between what countries have already committed to, at least still about 60% of the target to be completed. And we've looked at that 60% and established that the circular economy can cover about half of that. So that's things like the shared economy, that's things like reuse and recovery, and you can go much, much broader. In essence, what you've got is about 50 to 60% of global emissions coming out of material use. So that's the stuff we're digging out of the ground, essentially. And we think with applying circular economy strategies, you can cut that by about half. So that's a lot of emissions. The next steps beyond the Business Climate Summit for us will be, we've released a white paper here. It's very, very sort of preliminary, but the numbers are big. 25%, roughly of global emissions can be cut in terms of the targets for COP21 using circular economy strategies. We now want to go really deep into that sector by sector, geographically, and see what that really starts to look like. What has become more and more interesting is the number of large companies that are engaging in circularity and how to implement that on a massive scale. So if you take someone like Philips, 15% of their business will come from circular strategies within the next 5 or so years. So that's a massive shift. And of course, once you get momentum, more and more happens. So we're pleased to see that happening already, but of course we want to see that accelerated. Look, the call to action around circularity is to implement it across all the policies, to see it as a great opportunity in terms of the business strategies, and implement it fast, because it's something that doesn't require innovation particularly, it requires implementation.